in some other news, I've been finalizing a lot of the stuff with the Fragapalooza tournaments, getting that sorted out. So there'll be the 4 tournaments this year, the 3 regular Smash ones that I do of free-for-all doubles and singles, and also Mario Kart World will be the case. Also, Drakeus raiding with a party of 5 here. I was not expecting the Spanish Inquisition. Hello! Sorry that you raided into kind of a boring game. I don't think that there's the most interesting stuff going on with Assassin's Creed Valhalla. But welcome in regardless here. Where's my wolf? Oh, there you are. Historically accurate, by the way. What were you just streaming? Welcome on in, everybody, from Drakeus' stream. Yar har har, we've come to raid your booty. Well, this isn't the... This is Assassin's Creed Valhalla, not Assassin's Creed 4. So that's not fitting anymore, unless the previous stream was something related to that. Maybe you were playing an actual good game like Assassin's Creed 4, unlike me. That's maybe what was going on over there. Welcome on into me continuing to ham out more of this game. While, as I mentioned earlier in the stream, I still have a little bit of a headache, considering just a couple days ago I did that 24-hour cherry stream that turned into a 25.5-hour stream. And 27 hours being awake. So, I'm still not fully recovered. I still have a slight headache, but it's almost gone. I should be feeling 100% again by tomorrow, probably. But I still on a stream tonight, so here I am. Considering my Nuzlocke most of the way through Victory Road at this point, I am, however, exhausted, gonna pass out. Yeah, I understand that. Usually when I raid, I have to raid and run. That's understandable there. But yeah.
Eivor, I'm pleased you came.
Hi, how's it going? This guy wants to get to know me better before he tries to, like, run for leadership and stuff here. Now you're fully caught up on the story, anyone else tuned in here. We'll certainly do appreciate the raid there yet again.
My estate, old friend.
Old friend, we just met one another.
Thegn. It's an impressive amount of land you oversee.
Quite right. I often get lost swimming to my island in this flowing sea of wheat.
You're quite a wealthy man then.
You're flush
I don't know.
with land and crops, to be sure. You're a brave man to flaunt your riches from this lonely hill.
It's not bravery, it's trust. I trust the respect I've earned keeps Saxon and Dane alike from temptation.
You said you had something to show me when we last spoke. What did you mean?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, I figured the whole... You said you had something to show me. Would have come up anyway.
Elderman Hunbeort, before his untimely passing. He left it here when we last hunted together. I now wish you to have it.
Shouldn't this go to Hunwald?
If this
His son?
belongs to the Elderman, shouldn't it go to Hunwald next?
I suppose so. But I thought you a more fitting recipient. You'd know how to use it. Now, take it and come hither. I have a rousing hunt planned for the two of us.
Nice looking bow.
Leave aside talk of politics and shire moats. Let us enjoy the fruits of my land together.
We're hunting or fruit picking?
Both, if you like. Whatever you fancy. I'm generous with the yields of my estate, as you will see.
I've been continuing to fruit pick
To be plain, Eivor,
for the past
a
while
black
now.
bear has
Hascaps
been
off my
badgering
hascap
my
bushes.
estate for weeks. I must do away with it, if only to prevent a future tragedy.
You brought me here to hunt a bear?
Yes, and I'm so pleased you agreed to come.
As long as it's not fishing again. That's my least favorite thing in this game. I genuinely hate it.
Though its line of kings is all but ended.
But yeah, considering the hardcore Nuzlocke of Renegade Platinum, we're almost at the end, but they were like, hey, the side quest with Marley is now mandatory before you enter the league. Just like, I like Marley, but making that quest mandatory makes it feel like filler.
Like me.
I'm sorry?
I'm the
Kind of like
definition of new blood.
going around making
Maybe
friends
I
in this
should put my
world
name
being
in
mandatory. Just a bunch of mandatory side quests is what this game is filled with.
Sense of humor. Blunt as a hammer, eh? Like the one carried by your thunder god. I don't recall the name.
Go on.
What I mean to say is, I enjoy the company of your people. Or people like you. What little I've seen of them. And I don't care what stuffy fools like Herefriv and Hunwald say.
Yeah,
You
very
Danes
true.
are damn decent people. Not dense at all.
Kind of you to notice.
I remember when the Danes first arrived, not long ago. The locals were terrified.
Are we hunting, Alfgar? Or is it your hope that I'll braid your hair?
Imagine he tells me to fish here.
Hunting, definitely. The bear's lair should be nearby.
To lure out the bear, you must fish first. I'd be so mad. Who dis?
Ah, my old friend Grim. How wonderful to see you here. What a pleasant surprise.
What surprise? I came as you requested.
Yes, and how is Grimsby? How are all the other days?
Is he luring me into a
I
trap?
can't speak for all Danes,
And this guy's not
but I am
playing
well
along.
and itching for a
the
hunt, as
acting.
you made plain in your message this morning.
Yes, that's right. Very good. Speaking of Danes, I'd like
Maybe
to
not.
introduce you to Eivor. Perhaps you know each other as one Dane to another.
I'm from Norway, in fact.
I'm Norse, actually. Something you might learn by asking. Well met, Grim. Glad to have you along.
Hey, Eivor, did he lure you here as well with the promise of a hunt?
He...
Yes, hunting a bear. That's the point of all this. We're hunting, I promise.
There's a cave just up the hill there. Seems a likely place for a lair.
If the beast is as large as Elfgard claims, it'll take all three of us to bring it down.
I'm game. Let's get a new fur cloak, shall we?
Why is this dude acting all
There's
suspicious,
all manner of
huh?
beasts in this forest.
What's going
When
on
I
with
find a
you?
bear, we'll find something worth our
The Vikings clearly had giant horse-sized wolves in real life. Yes, indeed.
Fate. God shall provide. Have no worry.
Here we go. Oh, he's getting on here too. Alright, well. Oh, he's getting off. Okay. Because my wolf probably won't fit in this cave. What have we in here? Search the cave for the bear. Hello, bear? This is blue. Like I would inspect it. Like, oh no, what happened to this horse? But that's
This
not
is
what
the
happened.
fresh
Leather
home of the
ball?
beast's home. There's no doubting it.
Oh, now we're saying that. What? Eliminate the wolves.
That's not a bear.
Falcon kick.
Wolves.
Well, do this and then do a smidge of that. Ow. Just do that, I guess.
Everywhere. And not a bear in sight.
Is he just trying to lure us into a place where we're killed off? And he doesn't actually like us at all. Falcon kick. Do a smidge of this. Dang it, I didn't get the final hit. The final hit would have been nice. Do that. Yoink. Funnily enough, in Norse mythology, the Valkyries are said to ride wolves into combat, which is probably where they got the idea, but it feels weird when the series has taken great care to be historically accurate before. Yeah, while still inserting, like, their fictional plot alongside it in such a way that it works alongside real history. Mostly. And I did like the way that they approached that in the past, where it's like, these things that you know occurred historically happened because of our fictional game story, you know, where they kind of interweave it that way. Where they make all this stuff up, but it leads to the real things that happened.
There's something you'll want to see.
But now in Assassin's Creed games, just go to the store and shell out some monies and you can be whatever the heck you want. Whoa. You know, I think I got the wolf as some sort of season pass buying bonus or something like that. Where it's like, I bought the DLC content. I haven't bought anything in the in-game store here because why the heck would I do that? But I bought just the DLC content in general. And I think that that just came with the wolf. Like, you can be on all sorts of things, like a wheel. Or this robot, HT2249. My favorite mount. Who cares about being more historically accurate when you can make more money? Did my game crash? OBS is frozen. My game crashed. Ubisoft doesn't like me talking shit about their microtransactions. Also, my OBS display is broken now. It's now a square. Well, not a perfect square. It's probably 4x3 instead of 16x9 over here. I don't know why it's done that. If I look at the stream manager, is it still... Yeah, it's still 16x9. It's still what it's streaming. It's just the preview that it shows me is 4x3. Okay, well, I'm glad that the aspect ratio of the stream hasn't been changed. This is the first time I've ever run into this. Like, I've had a lot of weird things with OBS before, and my, and Assassin's Creed breaking my setup. But this is the first time that the preview on OBS has ever changed from 16:9 to 4:3. I don't know why that is. This is a first. Well, what are we at now? Like 4 crashes, 3 crashes, something like that for this game? Do not speak ill of Ubisoft's microtransactions, or else they will immediately end your play session. Because their games don't work. But yeah. True, it's to the point where my knowledge of history ended up spoiling the plot. Yeah, and that's kind of cool. So I kind of like the way that they were using history before. But now it doesn't really feel like there's as much in terms of the real historical major events that are going on, as much as it's just like, hey, this historical time period is the setting for all this stuff, that there's some connections to real historical events. I mean, maybe there's some major stuff, and I just don't know my history with these last several games well enough. I mean, with Assassin's Creed Syndicate, their plot and bad guys there was fully made up because they figured it was too close to the modern day that they don't want people to actually get offended that they're making out their families be bad guys and stuff. And then with Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla, I don't think that there was anything really major in the way in terms of actual big historical events that happened. I mean, there was some kinds of things, like there was historical figures that you would meet along the way that kind of come with the setting. There was the death of that was one head honcho guy in Odyssey, where I think I had looked up where in real life they weren't sure what killed him, but there was a chance that it was poisoning, and in Odyssey they were like, oh yeah, it was for sure poisoning by your sibling figure, or something like that. So they still do some stuff there, but it really feels like there isn't all that much anymore in the way of huge historical event that happens because of the fictional game story. It feels a lot more so of... Nowadays, it feels a lot more like, hey, this time period / figures just make the setting for the plot, and less big historical things that are happening anymore. Which is a bit of a shame. Like, if you're gonna tell this story about the Vikings and stuff in England, then, I mean, maybe it'll still happen.
My God!
Then
My estate is burning like a twig!
Soon to be a sea of fire.
Eivor!
then do so in a way where you're
I can't tell you how to
depicting,
handle
like, really
Please,
major historical
my
battles
God,
that
help
happened,
me with this.
and different
I'm in
things.
this fight with you.
Maybe that's what's going on with
Not
some of
so
these friendship
puny
quests. I
mercies
don't know.
don't frighten me.
And I just don't know enough about my history to recognize that. Maybe. Ubisoft, please, I like your microtransaction and all. I'm not angry that you haven't made a Rayman game in like 12 years. Please don't hurt me. Please, I insist to you. Not at all mad about that or anything. And I sure love your microtransactions. I like to give you all my money all the time. But, man.
This place is heavily guarded.
Is it? And how would you know that, huh? Clear out the attackers. Because those guards marching out both aren't the attackers, and they also just don't care. That guy just set himself on fire? And I definitely played and enjoyed Skull and Bones. Yup. You know, it doesn't happen a lot. It happens sometimes with some of my playthroughs, where someone will get mad at me for my opinions on the game. It usually happens in Pokemon playthroughs, where people will be like, what the heck, I can't enjoy this playthrough at all, you're just doing nothing but complaining. It's like, well, I'm offering like my own takes on the game. These are my takes on the game, what do you expect? It usually happens with Pokemon playthroughs. But one game that surprised me that it happened with was Skull and Bones. I had one commenter that was really angry at me on one of my Skull and Bones parts that was like, what the heck, how can you say this game here? There's already so much stuff, look at all this content, and they said they're adding more over time. Just look at their roadmap. Look at the roadmap, there's so much stuff on the way. So like the current state of the game isn't indicative of like the way it's gonna be or whatever the heck. They didn't use that fancy of wording, but they're like, there's gonna be so much more content. So just be patient, and it's gonna get so much better. Look at this roadmap. They're adding so much stuff. Like, I think the #1 Skull and Bones fan somehow found my series on Skull and Bones. Is what seemed to have happened. I was really genuinely stunned. So, guy's probably some kind of hipster contrarian. Yeah, must be. I was worried I parried way too soon there. Oh, can I use the slow-mo for that? I wonder. Wow. Can I say... What? Why am I not allowed to shoot him now? What? That went through him. Oh my god, you've got to be kidding me. Whoops. Okay, that's one on you. You're in my way. Oh, that's the that I got. Cool. I'm still crouching. So... What? What? This is why I should play with mouse and keyboard. I cannot aim for the life of me. There we go, jeez. Oh. I very rarely see the guard's expressions. Nice miss. While I'm doing my thing. But his you got to really clearly see. Okay, so... No. You're gonna miss with that. Oh, never mind. So... Hey, look, skill points. Let's just do that. And then I can get some HP back while this animation's going on. I pressed the parry button, but... Never mind, who's keeping track? Man. It's also occurring to me that I probably shouldn't be too loud here, considering my dad's cousin from BC is currently staying over with us. And hopefully is not like, what the heck is he doing down there? What the, what? I'm on fire now, come on. I'm still on fire. One extended roll is not enough to do it. Well, that guy's dipping out of here. Those that are just running away. Together, lads, we have this. They're dipping, they're gone. They don't want to fight me. I thought he was gonna do a follow-up swing. Well. Ow.
Oh, fuck. I can't believe you've done this.
Stomp. Hi. Well. Let me just go ahead and do a smidge of this. But yeah, not exactly super impressed with where the Assassin's Creed games have gone in terms of just, like, story and what they're doing wise. After I played Syndicate and got, like, bored out of my mind and went over to playing Origins, I was very happy playing that game because it was such a breath of fresh air and something so different. I was like, wow, they're doing something different. This is awesome. And then I played Odyssey and it was like, wow, it's just that again, but better. But then it was so jam-packed of content that I was so tired of it by the end. And then now we're doing it again with Valhalla with some improvement in terms of, like, some changes with combat and stuff like that. But the overall game just being so much more boring than Odyssey. So much less stuff that I want to do around the world. One of the things I really liked about Odyssey was the fact that it was... Oops. That it had Assassin's Creed 4 gameplay with the ship and stuff. So it had elements of my favorite game in the series. And that was really quite fun. Hey, stop. But this doesn't even have that. Like, we have the Viking raids, but once you've done one, you've done them all. You know exactly what they're like. It's... So I did my first Viking raid in this game, and I was like, oh, that's kind of neat and stuff, but I just don't really have motivation to do any more again. I guess if I really wanted to upgrade Ravensthorpe, which I also don't have any reason to do, because the only upgrades that I can do at this point are things like upgrading the feast bonus, which is a bonus to some of your stats that you get when you pay a certain amount of funds at the mess hall to start a feast. And like, oh my goodness, they were floating and they were moving down. Will they start floating again if I go away? That guy tried to step up. They do float. Welcome to Ubisoft games. Ubisoft Games 101. When you're so far away from them, they float a certain height. As you get closer, they go back down to the ground where they're supposed to be. But at a certain distance. Oh, the middle guy isn't floating this time. He's sort of floating. Their legs are staying up. The game can't quite tell what the ground is. Amazing. So anyway, and with Odyssey, there was at least a story that was interesting enough to keep me going. Like, I felt like it had a lot of filler stuff, like a lot of milestones along the way where you talk to this person, then follow your mother to this place, then you have to talk to this person, then follow your mother to this place and talk to this person. And it's only like halfway through the game that you finally find her and progress the story past that point. So, I did feel like it was dragging on and was kind of fillery just as an excuse to get you to go around to different places of the world. But at least I had something kind of interesting going on. Whereas this game is like, go around the world, make friends until the game decides that you've done enough. Like, of course there's the Sigurd plotline that seems to be the main plotline. But it still seems like I have to go around doing every single friend plotline to beat this game anyway. So, I could do Sigurd now, I could do the Sigurd stuff later. It doesn't really matter, I have to go through all the stuff anyway. So, it's just, yeah. I sure do hope that Ubisoft's strongest soldier doesn't hear you pointing that glitch out. Wait, these were the 3 guys that ran away. Are they... They're probably not supposed to be here. Their AI probably got them to stop. At first, I was looking at this, thinking that this would be, like, him talking to them and a cutscene being like, wait, there's something fishy going on here. Why is he talking with them? But it gives me the option of stealth attack, and I'm pretty sure these 3 are the ones that ran away. So I was going to kill them because I thought that would be funny and that might mess with the cutscene. But now I'm thinking that if I speak without killing these guys and leaving them alive, that might be the thing that messes with the cutscene. So I'm going to leave them alive.
See you burn are dead. Let's get these fires out.
Agreed.
Oh. Lame. They just lose interest the moment I start talking with them.
What a mess.
Why are we, like, tiny?
Sea of ashes. I thank you, Eivor.
Or was that just, like, a weird perspective camera
You're a man
angle
of many riches,
that made the
Alfgar.
building
You
look
can be
massive?
built.
To be sure. But I do not look forward to the toilet. Sweet Lord in heaven. The bear is returned.
The Shiremood will start
Oh.
soon. I
Quest
should
completed, the
translate
Thegn of
this
Lincoln.
as well.
Oh, so I can just do that. It's not even part of the quest anymore. Wait. Oh no, this is just the size of the building. I'm jacking your shit. Got some supplies from you. Yeah, so seeing this doorway and then that doorway looked the same size from that distance.
Away, beast! Away! You won't trouble me any longer!
Alfgar, careful!
You've heard of the beach that makes you old, now get ready for the grass that makes you small. I realize now it was just a weird perspective, but that did look incredibly funny, I will say.
Die!
Okay, nice. No, he took away my option to stun attack. But it looks like it works like Odyssey, where allies don't have the reduction in damage that I do. So my allies were always so much more strong than I. Can I not loot the bear for, like,
There,
help?
you see? Didn't I promise you a rousing hunt? Brilliant! Simply brilliant!
A little bit of weirdness with the fur. Yes, this is what I imagine a dead bear looks like. This is what I imagine a bear looks like after it's died. I agree, Ubisoft. Kind of standing and weird. It is too much to bear. Well, I guess now we'll see about doing the thing where we, where new leadership is elected. I guess. Wow. All the sniffles. Something or other like that. I'll bet you we're gonna elect new leadership, and whoever is the one that wants Unbald or whatever the heck his name was, dead, is gonna reveal their dastardly plot. And then we're gonna take them down, and it'll be a big boss battle and stuff, or something. Oh, I have skill points that I can spend. Which, I don't know which way to go now that I got that. Predator bow combo. I'm not really using the predator bow all that much. Guided arrow. That's another predator bow thing. What's this? Auto loot. Loot an enemy automatically after a melee kill or a stealth takedown. I thought I was already automatically picking stuff up, but I guess that could be a not bad one. Here, let's have a look-see. How far in there is that? Alright, it would be faster to go this other way here. Because as we all know, Vikings had a democratic society. No, it's not new Viking leadership here. It's new Saxon leadership in the region of... What is this place called again? Lincolnshire. We're just here trying to make sure that the newly elected leader is an ally to us so that we make more new friends in the world and all that. We'll swap, don't need that. Adrenaline slot is always nice. I didn't realize that it was affected by enemies' first strikes. Dual wield heavy weapons. This could be kind of fun, then I could still use my kicking sword while wielding another thing. I'm doing a lot of stun finishers, that could be good. Light bow deal extra damage. Enemies who perish from one of your fire attacks will continue to burn. Does that mean that it set me on fire too? It's an RT takedown. Will alert all enemies around you, but will fill your adrenaline for every one of them. Sprint bash. That could be kind of fun, I don't know. Leap attack damage to the larger area effect can be done at any height. Because these are just straight up abilities that I can get. You're in command of the longship, the crew will raise your shield with you. When was the last time I would have needed to do that? Why did I never get this? Wait, I did. But I forgot that I had it. Press RT while sprinting to knock enemies back with a powerful knee slam. Wait a second. I have not realized that was an option in my arsenal. I can use that as an alternative to kicking people off cliffs. Huh. Make your friends, what is this Undertale? Yes, but boring. Huh, hold on. Shield Master automatically rotates to block incoming attacks. I don't have my shield here. Single hand defense when at full health and with your offhand free. I don't know if that counts when I'm using a two-handed weapon. Heal on kill, killing enemy, restore some health if you are low on health and have no rations. That is not very often, so. Ignore hit interruptions while performing successive regular melee attacks. Meh, I don't mind getting hit and having the slowdown. Discharge all load arrows at once with a light bow. Come on, come on. With this skill, loose arrows will never break and may be collected from fallen enemies. Oh, that could be nice. So this is the Hunter Bow stuff. Release your arrow as you finish drawing it to make the next one draw faster. That could be good. Snap your aim to an enemy as they detect you, giving you an opportunity to kill them and remain undetected. Yeah, I'm not killing them on Nightmare mode, but I could hit their weak point and get a stun attack. I'll self-gain adrenaline by looting a chest or pickpocketing in a restricted area. Improve bow stun finisher. Issuing a bow stun finisher will now shoot arrows at all stunned enemies in view. Bow stun finisher? Oh. So when aiming at a stunned enemy's head to trigger a bow stun finisher. That could be cool. I don't know. Fire 2 fully charged arrows by pressing RB with the Hunter Bow. His attack cannot be cancelled. Be kind of fun. You know, I don't know how I feel about an Assassin's Creed protag having access to the atomic knee. Friends flinching. Yeah, I don't need that. Man, how often am I in that? You're immune to all damage when performing a roll. Oh. This should have been like one of my highest priority things to get early. Huh. I'm gonna get that, I think. Nah, I'm not really gonna need that considering the other skills I have. Damage increase to the lower your health. Perform an RB alternate shot with any kind of bow will award some adrenaline. Yeah, now we have Dark Souls. Gonna have proper iframes. I honestly thought I had iframes before. Mounted Archer. Your Raven gathers loot from targets killed with range attack. I'm not killing with the range attacks very often because my bow does like not enough damage. Cost of a ration. I'll just get that, I think. We can now officially declare this game to be roll slop. Yes.